Hey everyone, welcome back to Coal Country Homestead. Just wanted to do a quick video on our chicken coop and some of the changes and improvements we're going to be making to it this spring. So I built this chicken coop by hand. Um, the actual inside part is about 8 by 8, and the run area, I believe, was what was it, 16? Well, let's measure it. It's 20 something, I know that. 20 feet. So the run is 20 feet, and one of the mistakes that I made when I built the run was that I did not put a roof on it. Now, I thought that since the run was so big, 8 by 20, that it wouldn't get like bad in there, that it wouldn't get messy, and I was super wrong. I mean, the amount of chickens that we have over 30 chickens, and it just it just got real messy real quick. So part of the reason why it is because it doesn't stay dry. So when it's not dry, all the poop gets wet and saturated, and then they traipse it around and they take it inside the coop and make it messy in here, and that's how you get messy eggs. So one of the things that I designed the coop to do is to be able to open the nesting boxes from the back, and that still hasn't been added yet. So that's one thing that I might add this spring. Another thing was that I just added these mats. They used to be open like that on the bottom, so I would have to put straw or hay down first before the pine shavings. Now I find that the pine shavings work a lot better for keeping eggs clean and being able to maintain it. So with that being said, I need something that is going to keep the shavings in without them falling through the holes. So using the straw and the hay, before I would end up with like a matted brick of straw or hay and pull that out, and then that takes longer to compost or to break down. I find that the pine shavings end up breaking down faster and being an easier cleanup for me. So I wanted something to be able to hold pine shavings in, or just be able to use this, which is, I'm going to experiment with that for a week or so and just leave these as they are and see how dirty they get, or if the chickens are pecking at them or anything. The fibers are in there really good, so I don't think the chickens are really going to be able to get it out. And I've seen this used in like those automatic rollaway chicken nesting boxes. So it's a similar kind of material as those. So I think that they should work fine. Plus, you can take these out and just take them out and hose them down if you need to. Shake them off, hose them down, clean them, let them dry, and put them back in. So I think that should work pretty well. But I just picked that up at a big box store. I got like a 1 foot by 12 foot strip cut, and I just cut them into 1 foot sections and stuck them in there. So hopefully that'll alleviate my issue with the hay. And then I also want to add um, like a 2 by 8 around the door here, so that I can use the deep litter method better. I try to use the deep litter method in here, but as you can see, like, they end up spreading it out and then it goes out the door. And I'm also going to put a 2x8 around the doorway so that I can come in without being in shavings, and then the shavings stay behind the 2x8. Um, the other thing I'm going to do is change the configuration of the nesting bars. Um, I've heard that having the nesting bars at the heights that they are equal or lower than the nesting boxes is a reason why chickens like to poop and sleep in their nesting boxes. So that's one of the problems I've been having, is a lot of poop and them messing up their nesting boxes and not keeping them clean, which I know is partially inevitable, but I want to try to keep them as clean as possible for cleaner eggs. So I've heard that if you put the nesting or the roosting bars up higher than the nesting boxes themselves, that helps to alleviate that problem. So I want to put one going across this way, up above the nesting boxes, kind of one catty corner there, one kind of catty corner here, maybe one across the top, um, and then take out this bottom one here because I also need this space open to put it's either a 35 or 50-gallon trash can conversion feeder that I'm gonna make. I'll do a separate video of me making that. I bought these chicken feeder conversion feeders for like 5-gallon buckets or any type of container really that you want to turn into a feeder, a gravity feeder for like a long-term feed situation. So I have this deer feeder and that holds 50 pounds of food, but I need something that's gonna hold like a week or two's worth of food. And that just makes it easier for me in the wintertime when I'm working full time to not have to worry about them getting fed or having the girls come down and try to feed them. So I'm going to do that. And then the only other thing I thought about doing was maybe adding an automatic door, but the chicken coop run is so secure and so is the building. And then I also have a fenced in yard. So I haven't had any type of issues with like foxes or coyotes. I do have coyotes in my area, but they haven't gotten through the fence or even tried to get through my fenced in yard yet. Plus, I have 6 dogs here, so I don't think that is really an issue. I may add it, I may not, I'm not sure, but so far I've had this chicken coop for over a year set up like this, and the door is working fine. They all come in at night and nothing tries to get to them, and the building is secure. So I'm not really super worried about that. But other than that, yeah, I don't think there's much other than that. Like I said, I want to add those roosting bars, and I'm going to do that right now and try to change this configuration a little bit to see if that works better for the chickens to not poop in the nesting boxes. Let's kind of observe her and see if she's trying to peck at the grass at all in there. She said, "Oh, you're bothering me. Can't lay an egg if you're watching." Well, guys, I added the roosting bars up there above the nesting boxes. I took out the one that was going across here. I moved this one a little bit closer to the nesting boxes because it was a little bit hard to reach to the bottom box to collect the eggs. It was like right against my rib, and it was just limiting my reach. And the girls were really having trouble reaching over there to get the eggs. So hopefully that one's a little bit better. I might have to figure something out in the future to fix that totally, but it should be better. But I added one going across this way, one going across this way, and one going across the back there. So hopefully they're able to get up there. That's kind of why I had to leave the one in the middle for them to be able to jump up to the top ones. And I'm not, I mean, I'm sure they can, but I'm not sure how they're going to navigate from this one up to this one going the opposite direction, because their feet are going to be pointed either this way or this way. So, I mean, I'm sure they can, but I just want to double check tonight and make sure that they can get up there properly. But there is two areas here and right there where they can jump straight up from this way or that way to both of those and to this one, and then they could crawl down that way. But I'm hoping that they can still navigate this area here. But it looks like the chicken likes the nesting boxes. She just, not this one, but the buff one that was just in there laid an egg in there. So she was messing around with the pads in there and pulling them up and stuff. So probably end up having to use shavings on top of them just to keep them from messing them up. But what's up, Dakota? But yeah, we'll see. Double check tonight and find out if they get up on these roosting bars. So hopefully they do. Next project is to change out that feeder to the trash can feeder. So that's going to be a separate video of me making it, and then I'll come back when it's installed and show you that. And here's the chickens trying to navigate the new roosting bar system as they're coming in for the night. And it looks like they're a little bit confused on how to get up there or where their new positions, sleeping positions, are going to be, since I took out one of the main roosting bars. So yeah, that should be interesting to see what they do here. But I'm hoping that one of them gets up there so that the rest of them can kind of follow. If they're not getting up there, then I might manually put one up there so that once one chicken kind of does something, then the rest of the chickens kind of follow, is usually how it works. So hopefully one of them will get up there, but I might have to put one up there myself. So we'll see. There we go. Some of them are going to have to get up there because there's not enough room on the lower bars for everybody. I also didn't realize that they're crossing lower bars, so some chickens could end up getting pooped on. I usually try to avoid putting them underneath each other like that, but I don't really have a lot of options in the way this space is configured, so see how it works out. Might have to switch it up a little bit again. There's 3 chickens in that nesting box. Three of them. We do not want that. So at the end of all the hubbub and fighting over spots and moving around, we have 2 chickens, only 2 chickens up on the top roosting bars. We got 3 chickens in one nesting box, another chicken in a nesting box, and the rest of them are on the 2 old roosting bars. So not what I wanted to see, and I'm just a little disappointed with the way I crossed the bars and put them so close together. I moved them bottom 2 closer together to make it easier to reach in to get the eggs, and now they're kind of on top of each other. So definitely going to be some chickens pooping on other chickens' heads, which I don't want. So a little bit disappointed with the way it turned out. Might have to brainstorm and try to figure out a different configuration, but that's definitely one thing I would do differently if I built this again. And I'll talk about that in a separate video of how I built this and what I would do differently the next time if I built it again. But I guess that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.